this is a flash that really shouldn't be this good. I mean, considering a few things about it, few characteristics, it really packs more punch than what it seems to portray. So let's talk about it. So first, let's talk about the build quality. This mini flash right here, the Neewer Z150, it's a plastic, fantastic little gadget. So all of here is plastic, even the dial is plastic, and the only metal part is the shoe right here, or I guess the shoe. That allows it to be very, very light. But don't let that weight fool you into thinking that this is a cheap product. Other things that are on this flash, there is a on and off button right here. That's also the testing button. So let's press that right now. So I hold it, green light turns on, and then the screen turns on right here, and then it's gonna charge, and there you go. Another thing is, as you saw, there's a screen right there, and it shows you the power output, as you can see, and also at the bottom, it shows you the battery, remaining battery. There is another button right here. This is a mode, a slave mode button. So you can press it and it'll show you which slave mode it is. So slave 1, slave 2, or just off, and there you go. It has a nice dial right there for power output. And this is a pretty cool dial. Unlike my Godox IT30 Pro, I didn't really like the dial on that because it was super sensitive and it wasn't clicky enough. This one though, on the other hand, is the complete opposite. This one is very clicky, and I feel like I won't rotate it by accident. So if you listen to this, yeah, it's pretty cool. I like it. And last but not least, it has a USB-C for charging. And speaking about charging, this not only charges really quickly, but the battery lasts a long time. I cannot remember the last time I charged this flash. Mind you, I don't use it that often, but ever since I got it, I haven't charged it once, and it still has 3 bars left, which is a pretty good deal for me. Oh, and last but not least, it has a infrared for the slave mode right here. So it has an infrared sensor so that it can see other flashes when it fires. So that's the outside. So now let's talk about what is actually inside this mini flash. Inside this mini flash is a 20-watt power output at 1:1. So that might not sound like a lot, but believe me, it's a lot. 20 watts is plenty powerful. Like, I'm gonna test it out right now. So I'm gonna put it into full, as you can see right there. And I'm going to flash that on my face. And mind you, I'm not gonna be that like far from it, but 1, 2, 3. Ooh, you can feel the heat emanating from this little flash, and it's really strong. Furthermore, because it is at 1:1, the recycle time is actually really good. It is 3.1 seconds. So let's try it again right here. So I'm gonna press it, and 1, 2, 3, there you go. That's really nice, very reliable. Most people aren't gonna use it at 1:1, but it's nice to know that it is very reliable. Most people are gonna probably use it at like 1/16 or 1/64, and like the recharging time is really quick. Like, check this out. Like, I'm pressing it, it's going off. Like, yeah. Anyway, sorry to give you guys epileptic seizure here, but it is very, very reliable. Speaking about the battery, this has a 1200 milliamp hour battery inside of it, which is really big. It's actually pretty big. That gives you up to 640 full powered flashes. That's like so many. No wonder the battery lasts so long on this. 1200 milliamp hour is quite a lot for a tiny, tiny little flash that's this size. It is universally compatible with every single camera brand. So whether you have a Sony, a Nikon, a Canon, or a Panasonic or Fuji, this will work. which is really reliable. And that's pretty much it for this little flash right here. A few little pros and cons about this flash right here. So let's start with the cons. Number one, it does feel a little cheap. Yes, it is made out of plastic, so don't get your hopes up too high. Like, I'm already seeing some paint chip right here on the dial. It doesn't really give off confidence when in terms of durability. Another one of my complaints is that the flash sits too low on the camera. What do I mean by that? So here I put it on this camera right here, and as you can see, it has a very low profile, which can be pretty nice. That means it keeps the package really small and it makes it compact. But if I had a bigger lens on this camera, if I were to take a shot with the flash on, the hood of the lens itself will cast a shadow at the bottom of the image, and that's a problem. The solution to that is if this could have like a riser that can lift this up slightly just above, or even better, if this could tilt so that it can bypass that shadow. And number three, I understand that this is like a very basic flash. I just wish that I could have paired this with a trigger. That would have been really nice to do some like off-camera flash. Anyway, it's not made for that. Now, enough about the cons, let's talk about the pros. So number one pro, the battery life is really, really good. I cannot remember the last time I charged this thing. It is so good, like it lasts me so long, even at full power, and having that 640 flashes at full power gives me so much confidence that this thing is not gonna die on me. It's really good in a pinch, especially. Another thing is that it does have slave mode, so it can put it on slave 1 and slave 2, and that means if I ever want to put it somewhere else as like an additional flash with my flash setup, this will work with it, which is a really nice addition. And last but definitely not least is the price. The Neewer Z150 is only $50 for this little thing right here that packs so much punch. So anyway, this is the Neewer Z150 mini flash.
Damn, is that a Neewer Z150? Can I do this? Like,
a flash that does not feel like it should be doing so much, but it does. So if you guys are interested in getting this flash yourself, I put an affiliate link down below and you can get 10% off on me. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to subscribe, and I'll see you guys next time. Peace.